Hello and welcome to the Richmond Community College brief tutorial on setting up your Works Cited page. Now the first thing you're going to want to do as you set up your Works Cited page is to make sure your paper is in MLA format. Now you should already have this done. This will be at the end of the paper you're writing, but just to be on the safe side, make sure you're at Times New Roman, 12 font. Your page layout settings are all at 0 under spacing, and your paper is double spaced. These are all very important, particularly to the Works Cited page where formatting can get you in trouble. Now, first off, we have our book citation, a website citation, and a personal interview. These are just 3 examples, and there's more than this, but these are 3 good examples of some of the most common citations you'll use during your English 111, 112, and other classes in MLA format. The first thing you'll want to do is have your author's last name and first name. For the purpose of this example, I'm going to be using Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So we'll start with the author, J.K. Rowling. You can find that information on the front or the side of the book, as well as in the inside of the cover. And then we'll do the title. You want to make sure your title is in italics, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And then you'll want your publisher city, publisher, and the date published. Now this information will be available on the first couple pages. Just flip through there. You'll see those pages before the actual text start, where you'll see the date of most recent publication, the city it was published in, and the publisher. So you replace all that. And then finally we put the medium. Medium in this case is just going to be print. Since there is now electronic books that you can have and other sources, you want to clarify where you got it, whether it's a physical copy or whether it's something on an e-reader of some sort. Now we're going to move on to a website, citing a website. Now for this example, we're going to be citing the MLA Overview Workshop from the Purdue Online Writing Lab. So what we have here, that's our website title. The MLA Overview and Workshop would be our article title. And then we'll also want to look and see if this site has any sponsors. If you look down here in the bottom is where you'll find the sponsors. This is sponsored by Purdue University, sponsoring organization. Now you're not always going to have a sponsor, and that's okay. If you don't have a sponsor, you can skip that step. But you always want to look down there. It's usually very top or very bottom of the page to see if you have that sponsor. Finally, you want the date it was last updated, as well as the authors, which you can see right above there. All right, now we're going to hop back to the Works Cited page. So we've got our author's last name and first name. In this case, we have multiple authors. So what you do is you make sure you put the author's names in the order listed on the source. So we'll have last name, comma, first name for the first author, comma, and then just write out the next contributor's name until you run out of contributors. If you look back on to the source here, you see the first one listed. We're not doing alphabetical order, just do it in order listed. That's pretty important. So we've got our 2 authors there. Then we will want to put in our article title, and our article title, MLA Overview and Workshop, which you can see at the top of the page. That's the specific article we're looking at. It's easy to confuse that with the website title, and that would help us if we need to find it back. You can see it right here. So if I wanted to go and look this up, I can make sure I'm in the right document, especially in this particular website. There's many documents to look at. And then the website title itself would be the Purdue Online Writing Lab. Make sure you put that once again in italics. You use italics for the bigger sources, so like the entire book and entire website will go in italics. Then as we saw, our sponsoring organization, in this case we do have a sponsoring organization. It's Purdue University. It's located right down here at the bottom. And most sources it will be located near the bottom or the top of the source. We also have our date updated, which will be part of that same part. So you'll do the sponsor with a comma, not a period, like on separating most of these, and then put the date last update with day, month, year. So in this case, it was 12 December 2012. Fill in the medium. In this case, you're looking it up online, so all you have to do is write web. And then the date you looked it up is the final. So we'll just put today's date, 12 June 2013. The final part we have is the personal interview, the simplest of the citations by far. Just put the interviewee's last name, first name, the type of interview, so personal interview, and the date you interviewed them, and that is that. Once you have all this set up, you pretty much have your Works Cited page good to go. Just keep in mind you do want those hanging indents, if you see on the second source right there, where you have every line under the first tab, and that will have your correct format. And once you have your works cited set up along these lines, you will have a completed MLA format works cited. Congratulations.